What is up, guys? Welcome to Circuit Breakers RC channel. This is new content. Just recently got into a new RC genre that is, as you can see in the background, the 24 scale crawlers. We've done crawlers. We have a basher still that we play around with outside. We did drift cars for quite a while. As you know, the Circuit Breakers RC started because of our drift team that we had here in Vegas. That team no longer really exists. I haven't drifted in 4 years, and the kids recently acquired the desire to start RC themselves. As I said, we've been playing with the basher outside. We have all kinds of room to grow. We are going to work on building an outdoor course. I'm going to have a couple of these sections of the indoor course, which we are going to go over. We're going to review some products, the cars I have right up here currently. I believe it's the Ascent 24 scale Jeep. I got it just because it was a cheap 24 scale Jeep, and I wanted to see how the whole family was going to interact with it, if it was going to be something that they were interested in, etc. Upon getting it, obviously, my daughter, she's 4.5 years old. You'll see her in and out of videos, I am sure. She absolutely loves it. She drives it all over the place. I will do a review on the Jeep. We'll get into that in that other video. We'll just leave it at that. My son Bentley, who is 9, he took to it like it was nothing. Is able to understand the slow crawl and trying to find lines and climbing and stuff like that. We built day 2, I think, of having this Jeep. We built a little cardboard hill climb area. Just to try and start figuring out lines, things like that. And again, I did it to see if there was really going to be any interest with the kids, if it was going to be something they wanted to do or not. And both of them dove right into it. So that leads me to this. I've started a 24 scale crawl course. This is one section. I plan to do a minimum of one more section. This is on a 2-foot by 4-foot platform. Some of the overhangs and stuff that you will see on this does hang out past that 2-foot by 4-foot mark, but that's okay, because when the bases butt together, those will remain 2-foot by 4-foot, and then above and beyond can incorporate with one another. I've designed this to make this movable, so it's modular. I can take this and I can mate it up with another one end to end, or I can mate it up with the same one side to side, rotate those sides, and put it together really in any configuration. I made multiple different entry ports to get into this, to be able to try different lines, to be able to combine lines from the other palette or section, to really just try and create as much as possible with this. So we've built this whole thing obviously from scratch. This is basically all foam. There's a little bit of cardboard left, but I built the whole structure with cardboard. I'll insert a picture of that right here. And then after we built that, we then got spray foam, expandable spray foam, and just started going all over and kind of trying to create what I envisioned in my head is what the final outcome was going to be. Now, I didn't do everything 100% how I was going to do it, and some things are better than what I was originally trying to do, but this is where we're at with it so far. After I got all of the foam laid out, I did have to go back through and trim out areas to make sure that the Jeep could fit. I had to go back through.
If you push this, jump.
Takes a picture. Sorry, that was my daughter Olivia. She had to show me something real quick. If you go back through, and I had to, go back through, run the Jeep through everything and trim everything back out, because the expandable foam expands up to a few inches depending on the style that you get. So I did that intentionally in some areas to get max fill, and then some areas I used just a smaller expanding foam, like on the course area where you mainly drive, etc. I tried to keep that pretty minimal just to have a base to get going off of. Once all the foam was cut and shaped and laid out how it needed to be, I then took a concrete mix that does have little rock in it, and tried to keep that pretty thin and put that over all of the trail area. So all of the trail area has got a hard shell on it, essentially, to be able to drive on, which will give me extra grip and make it more of a realistic grip instead of just on foam. The foam, especially with a sticky tire, I mean, you can almost get up anything with just pure foam instead of giving it a little bit of slip texture. It's concrete and it does have grit in it, but it will not move like the foam will with the tire. So a foam is soft, obviously, right? You take the soft foam rock and a soft tire and you put those two contact pads together, and now they compress into one another as well, and that gives you an even greater contact patch. So with this being a hard shell on the outside of it, it keeps that contact patch on the rock side consistent, which will help give it a little bit of slip once in a while depending on the angle or whatever comes into play. So after doing all of that, then I went through and started painting everything. I'm not 100% finalized with the paint yet. There's still some paint that needs to happen, but all of the basis on the exterior of it is all done and laid out. There is still some stuff that has to happen on the inside, and then everything still has to get a clear coat over the top of it to try and protect it as much as possible. Obviously, we're going to be spinning the tires on there, and we're going to tip into it and stuff, and it could create a little bit of chipping or peeling of paint in some areas, and that's fine because we just go back through and do some touch-up work. I've already had to do that on the backside, where this got bumped into yesterday on Thanksgiving by some family members, and it bumped it into the wall and it broke off some of the shell that I had on one of the entry ports on the backside. But I've already repainted it and you can't even tell. So once it's got the clear coat on there, that'll help. That'll kind of seal everything together a little bit better and give it a little bit more of a durability. Not that it's like going to be 40 layers of clear coat to really give it a thick shell on the exterior of it, but the clear coat over everything will help with a little bit of extra strength. So that'll be good. The inside still has a bunch of stuff that needs to be painted yet. I'm not too worried about that because you're not really, unless you're really getting down into there. Right now I'm just leaving this on the floor when it's out and playing on it. But otherwise it'll be put up in a way, out of the way, especially after yesterday, to make sure that no more damage happens to it just by human error. Something with the car, one of the Jeeps or whatever tips over on it or rips a little bit up. I'm not that concerned about it, but if the dogs or one of the kids accidentally steps on it or falls into it when they're spinning each other around in the living room or anything like that. We want to prevent as much of that as possible. So I did put just some hobby style trees. You can see, let's see, we've got that one there, we've got another one right here, we've got a smaller one down over here, and there's another one you can't see, I'm not pointing at it. That one, can you see this one right here? That one like blends right in. And they were all right at first. When I first put them in, I was like, okay, these could work. But I knew that I wanted to make some taller trees. Now I wanted to scale out, 30 to 40 foot pine trees to make it look like there's been some greenery in the area for some time. So this one right here that I've built, I built this myself. My very first tree that I've ever made, so it's not perfect. It don't look just exactly like a real tree, and that's fine. I plan on doing a minimum of 3 more. I might be doing 4 more of that size that scales out to 40 foot in the 24 scale, that is. So I'm going to do a minimum of 3 more at that size, and then all the smaller ones that I'm pointing at that lines up from you but not you, I'm going to recreate the same style of this big tree but in a smaller version for each of these to replace the ones that are in there. And then I will have a couple of more, so I plan on doing this tall tree again right over here. There will be another tall tree right here. And then in between that, there will be, maybe a 20 footer or an 18 footer or something like that. And then as well as over here where this small one is at currently. These are all on the back edge, and I'll show you that. I can insert a picture right here of the end profile coming up the inner cave drive or cave hill climb or whatever you want to call it. I haven't named any of the sections or anything like that yet, and I don't know that I will, but that might come with time. With the kids playing on it, they might say something that just kind of sets off a light bulb with a name for a part of it. So we'll see about that. But this is where it's at so far. I do have on the back edge over there, there's a fence line that runs across just on that upper edge back there. And then back way over here, there's another flat area that bows out and around. That's going to be kind of like a little park hangout area, maybe like a little grill or fireplace or fire pit area, something along those lines. So I have a quick walk around video that I'm going to insert in here next, and then yeah, if you guys have any more questions or comments or want to see anything else about this, I have some lighting up inside of here as well on the lower stuff that's darker. I did put some little fairy lights inside of that as well. The box is hidden up on the inside, so that way everything is self-contained. It takes batteries. I can pull the box out, put new batteries in it if they die, and then I can carry it anywhere, really. I could take this to the local course in Vegas and as a little demo, or I could take it to, a King of the Hammers event or something like that as a little demo or whatever. That's kind of a good thing about having the smaller module stuff like this, is to be able to take it for display or demos for different events, etc. So this is the beginning of the channel for this type of content. This is what we're going to be focusing on right now. We will venture into other genres of RC as well, but we are bringing back Circuit Breaker's RC channel, and this is what we're going with currently. We'll be doing some reviews on, like I said, this one for sure. I will be doing some SCX24 reviews. We will be doing custom build stuff. We will be doing, add-on parts. We will review different motors and servos and different things like that as well. So if that's the kind of stuff that you're into, stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel, and hopefully we'll be able to get you some good content that you will enjoy. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed what you saw so far, and we'll give you a quick run around and catch you on the next one. Thanks. All right, so some of you guys have been asking for more pictures. So I've got most of the paint work all laid out. Actually, all the exterior paint work is done. I'm comfortable with where it looks for now. Most of the greenery exterior is done. I got a little bit exterior greenery left to do. The inside isn't 100% painted yet, but that's okay. I'll get that finished up. I just wanted to get the exterior done as much as possible so that way the kids can start playing on it again. But this is a little video to show what I've got so far. There will be here mounting points to be able to attach a rope bridge to be able to go to another section. You can't really see inside there. Kind of see it. Just a little statue hidden inside there. Little Easter egg type stuff. Obviously you got to do as much greenery as possible to try and really bring this to life. I'm not 100% on the final layout. I might do some more yet. You can see where there's no paint up on the inside up in there. That stuff will all get finished. More greenery down inside the ravine areas. I still have to add some on this end yet. There's going to be a row back here of tall trees that I'm going to make yet. I got the backside is all colored finally. I got some of the greenery going on back here. Put a little fence up. I'm gonna put a little bench right here and a little fire pit probably to make it look like a little camping, park hangout type spot. This side has no greenery on it yet. That all needs to be put in still. So that's kind of where we're at yet for right now. As I mentioned, I still got more stuff to do yet. There's trying to get it put together enough for the kids to be able to play on it, as well as myself, obviously. But yeah, that's where it's at. So now that you got to see everything as it is, you know, all the way around, there is going to be more and more changes that will happen, and you know, I will probably do more videos on the changes. I might try and do a little tutorial on the tree, but I'm not a professional by any means at building the trees, and there are a lot of really good videos on scale trees on YouTube already. That's how I kind of got my idea, and it doesn't look anything like the guy that I watched the video on, but it's all right. You know, it's a learning curve. It's something that I have never done. I wanted to try and gain my knowledge a little bit further, and I'll continue to do so, because like I said, I'm going to be making more trees here. So stay tuned for that, and we'll catch you in the next one. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel. It will help us grow, and I know this is early stages, but I have a lot of really good ideas planned, and some things are already in the works that I'm working on. So stick around, and we'll catch you on the next one.